You walk into a beautiful cafe, the rich smell of coffee fills the air, and you see a line of just 3 people ahead of you. But when you get to the counter, your mind goes completely blank. What do you say when you have to order coffee in a new language? Hi everyone, I'm your host Sarah and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to walk through a very common, but sometimes stressful situation, ordering coffee in English. And along the way, we'll learn some natural and useful language together. It sounds simple, right? But I think we've all been there. You feel a little bit of pressure. The person behind the counter, the barista, is waiting. The people in line behind you are waiting. You just want to get your coffee and not sound like a robot reading from a script. So let's imagine we are in a cafe right now. Let's call it the Daily Grind. It's a popular local spot. The first thing you notice is the menu. It's usually a big board behind the counter, and it can be a little overwhelming. By the way, overwhelming means something is too much to understand or manage because it's too big or complicated. For example, the number of choices on the menu was overwhelming. So, you see words like espresso, americano, latte, cappuccino, macchiato. It's a lot to take in. My advice? Don't panic. Let's break it down. Most of these drinks are based on one simple thing, a shot of espresso. The difference is just what you add to it. An Americano is just espresso with hot water. A latte is espresso with a lot of steamed milk and just a little bit of milk foam on top. A cappuccino is more balanced, equal parts espresso, steamed milk, and foam. Understanding these basics can really help you figure out what you want. And here's a really useful phrasal verb, figure out. It means to understand or find a solution to a problem after some thought. For example, it took me a while to figure out how to use the new software. So, you're looking at the menu, trying to figure out what to get. Maybe you're feeling adventurous. Or maybe you just want to stick with what you know. The phrasal verb stick with means to continue with something and not change it. For example, I think I'll stick with my original plan. It's a great way to say you want to choose something familiar and safe. But today, let's imagine you decide to try something new. You see they have a caramel macchiato and it sounds good. Now you need to think about the size. In many global coffee chains, they use special words for sizes like tall, grande, and venti. But in most local cafes, it's much simpler, small, medium, or large. Let's say you decide to go for a medium. Go for is a nice, natural phrasal verb that means to choose something. For example, I'm not sure which dessert to get, but I think I'll go for the chocolate cake. Now it's your turn. You step up to the counter. The barista smiles and says, "Hi, what can I get for you today?" This is the moment. You have a few great ways to start your order. You could say, "Can I get a? I'd like a." Or, a little more formally, "I'll have a." They are all perfectly natural. Let's use the first one. You say, "Can I get a medium caramel macchiato, please?" Perfect. You've placed the main part of your order. But then, the barista might ask you a few questions to customize your drink. Customize is a fantastic verb. It means to change something to make it perfect for you. For example, you can customize your pizza with different toppings. The barista might ask, "Did you want that hot or iced?" This is a very common question, especially if the weather is warm. You decide you want it hot. So, you just say, "Hot, please." Next, they might ask about the milk. This has become very common in the last decade. Many people prefer a non-dairy alternative. An alternative is another choice or option that you can have. For example, if you don't like coffee, tea is a great alternative. So the barista asks, "Do you want regular milk, or do we have oat and almond alternatives?" Let's say you're happy with regular milk, so you can just say, "Regular is fine, thanks." Or, if you wanted oat milk, you'd say, "Can I have that with oat milk, please?" It seems like you've covered everything, but there's one more detail they might ask about, especially in certain cafés. They might ask about the coffee beans themselves, specifically the roast. The roast refers to how long the coffee beans have been heated. This process changes their flavor. A light roast is more acidic and fruity, while a dark roast is more bitter and chocolatey. If you're not sure, don't worry. The default standard option is usually a medium roast, which is a good, balanced choice. Okay, so you've specified everything. The barista types your order into the screen. Then they'll probably ask one more classic question. Anything else for you? This is their way of asking if you want to add anything to your order, like a pastry, a cookie, or maybe another drink. If you don't want anything else, a simple, "No, that's all, thank you," or "That'll be everything, thanks," is perfect. Next up is payment. The barista will tell you the total. That'll be $5.50, please. You can pay with cash or card. If you're using a card, you can simply hold it up and ask, "Can I pay by card?" Or, "Do you take card?" After you pay, they might ask for your name to call out when your drink is ready. "Can I get a name for the order?" You give your name, and then you move to the side to wait. This waiting period is a nice moment, actually. You can watch the baristas at work. It's quite a skill. They are grinding the beans, steaming the milk, pulling the espresso shots. There's a certain rhythm to it. You can really appreciate the craft that goes into making a good cup of coffee. You might notice the specific aroma of the coffee beans they are using. Aroma is a lovely word for a pleasant or distinctive smell, especially from food or drink. For example, I love the aroma of freshly baked bread. After a couple of minutes, you hear your name. "Sarah?" You walk up to the counter and there it is. Your beautiful hot, medium caramel macchiato. The barista slides it across the counter and says, "Here you go. Have a great day." You take the cup. It's warm in your hands. A simple, "Thank you, you too," is the perfect response. And that's it. You did it. You navigated the entire process smoothly and confidently. It might seem like a lot of small steps, but once you do it a few times, it becomes second nature. Second nature is a wonderful idiom. It means a behavior that you have learned so well that you can do it almost without thinking. For example, after years of practice, playing the piano is second nature to him. Now, let's think about a few other situations that might come up. What if you want something that isn't on the main menu? For example, maybe you want a decaf coffee. Decaf is short for decaffeinated, meaning the caffeine has been removed. Most cafes can make almost any coffee drink with decaf beans. You just need to ask. You would say, "Can I get a medium decaf latte, please?" Adding that one word, decaf, makes all the difference. What if you have a question? Let's say you see something on the menu called a flat white, and you don't know what it is. It is perfectly okay to ask. Don't hesitate. To hesitate means to pause before you do or say something, often because you are uncertain. For example, she hesitated for a moment before answering the question. You can just ask the barista, "Sorry, what's a flat white?" A good barista will be happy to explain it to you. A flat white, by the way, is similar to a latte, but has less milk and a very thin layer of foam, which makes the espresso flavor stronger. It's really popular in Australia and New Zealand. Learning these little nuances can make your coffee experience much richer. The word nuance refers to a very small, subtle difference in meaning, sound, or feeling. For example, to be a good translator, you need to understand the nuances of the language. Another common situation is asking for something for here or to go. If the barista asks this, they want to know if you will drink your coffee inside the café or if you will take it with you. If you are staying, you say, "For here, please." You will probably get your coffee in a ceramic mug. If you are leaving, you say, "To go, please," and you will get it in a paper cup with a lid. This is a very common phrase, sometimes also said as take away. The phrasal verb take away means to buy food or drink from a restaurant or cafe and eat or drink it somewhere else. For example, I don't have time to cook, so I'll get a pizza to take away. So you can see that the whole process is really a conversation. It's a series of small, simple questions and answers. The key is not to feel rushed. Take a moment to look at the menu. Decide what you want, and then speak clearly. If you don't understand something, just ask. I remember when I was first learning another language, ordering food was one of the most intimidating things to do. Intimidating is an adjective that describes something that makes you feel frightened or nervous. For example, speaking in front of a large audience can be very intimidating. But I realized that people are usually very patient and helpful. Baristas talk to hundreds of people every day, including many non-native speakers. They are pros at understanding orders. As long as you are polite, it will always turn out fine. Turn out is another great phrasal verb. It means to happen in a particular way or have a particular result, especially an unexpected one. For example, the party turned out to be a lot of fun. After you do this a few times, you really get the hang of it. The expression "get the hang of it" means to learn how to do something, especially if it is not simple. For example, driving was difficult at first, but I'm starting to get the hang of it, and that confidence will spread to other areas of your English conversation. Every time you have a small, successful interaction like this, you are building your fluency and your comfort with the language. It's a small victory that makes a big difference. So the next time you walk into a cafe, I want you to feel excited, not nervous. See it as an opportunity. An opportunity to practice your English in a real-world situation. And, of course, to get a delicious cup of coffee. Don't be afraid to customize your drink, ask questions, and make the experience your own. You'll be ordering like a local in no time. That journey, from feeling hesitant at the counter to confidently ordering your perfect customized drink, is a fantastic example of language learning in action. It's not about being perfect, it's about communicating effectively and connecting with people, even for just a minute over a cup of coffee. I hope this little story and these tips help you feel more prepared. This channel is all about exploring fascinating topics from daily life, science, and psychology to help you master English in a fun and engaging way. So, if you enjoyed this, please consider liking this video and subscribing so you don't miss our future episodes. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.